Billy with Gilbert Travels here at Miami International Airport. Today for a flight with United Airlines. So of the big three US airlines, United is the one that I fly the least. They just never have had the best route network for where I've been. And here in Miami in particular, their terminal just isn't very nice, and they basically only have flights to their other hubs. Out of Seattle, they also really have a pretty weak network these days. But there are some things I like about the airline. I like Illy Coffee, which they serve. I like their Star Alliance partners for travel, so if you like to collect points and fly on other Star Alliance airlines. And my favorite airline at one point was Continental, which merged with United, so there's a little bit of that DNA in there. Today is also going to be my first flight on the 737 MAX. Haven't flown one yet, and not really necessarily because of the controversy around the safety, but because of the US airlines to take delivery of them to date. They just seem to be pretty stripped down planes. American, Alaska, Southwest, and even United's earlier 737-9 Maxes. Pretty basic planes, pretty modern slimline seats with nothing much special about them. But United is actually reversing course on their decision to eliminate in-flight entertainment from their planes. And this 737 MAX 8 is their first plane to go back into service with their narrow-body domestics to have an entertainment system. So I'm excited to give that a shot for you here today, show you what that's like. United is also infamous for their TOD, or tens of dollars, upgrades to first class. Pretty much from the minute you book your ticket. If you go into economy, they offer you all sorts of different ways to upgrade to first class. If you're not a status member, aren't eligible to upgrade that way. And in the case of United, even after you check in, you can continue to see what they're willing to offer for paid upgrades. And in my case, the price to upgrade to first class on this flight fell by about half from where it started, down to $180. And I decided to go ahead and snag it and give you an idea what this service is as well from United at this point on this route from Miami up to Newark. All right, United's concourse here in Miami is not connected airside, so I gotta head out into the main terminal and re-clear security. So I'll see you on the other side. Well, I guess I'm a bit pleasantly surprised. I guess you never quite know what you don't know. United, I guess, moved over here to the H terminal where Delta operates out of, which I guess is convenient for them because that gives access to the South Terminal larger Turkish lounge on this side. If I had paid attention to that, I guess I would have scooted over here a little sooner, because this is actually a nice terminal and that's a nice lounge as well. But here now, walking past all these Delta gates, looking for United. And indeed, down here at the far end of H is United. I guess this makes sense because this is also the international terminal for the Star Alliance carriers, so it probably makes more sense for connecting traffic for folks that are coming in on Lufthansa and Swiss and other Star Alliance carriers to fly out of here, like SAS, which I flew right from this terminal, just a couple gates away from where I'm standing now. So I guess interesting, you know, always remain open and don't assume you know what you think you know going into a trip. So let's get on board this new plane here in just a few minutes. Well, for better or worse, it looks like when they checked in, all the basic economy customers filled up pretty much the whole back of the plane. So it doesn't look like there's any open rows anymore for me to sneak back there and take economy footage for you. But it does make me glad that I splurged for this upgrade to first, because it looked like the plane was only going to be about half full, but that's always deceiving with these basic economy tickets getting sold now. Although it is interesting. Looks like a bunch of basic economy people basically got put into the extra legroom section of the plane, so good for them, I guess.
Now it is time for us to board United's 737 MAX 8, entering a first-class cabin in a typical domestic layout of 2x2 in 4 rows. Today, I was able to snag a window seat in the back in 4F. Ever since I saw the news of this seat being introduced, I wanted to fly it, So let's find out together if it was worth experiencing.
So initial reactions are, it's a really nice seat, pretty comfortable here. I like that they've maintained a real physical bulkhead. Looking forward to experiencing this plane up in the air.
I think that in recent times, domestic first class has become an afterthought on a lot of US airlines, with both seat padding and legroom shrinking, as it is back in economy, all in service of fitting more seats in on every plane. Here though, United really put thought into the finishes and features of this seat. I like the little granite insert on the drink table, over top some dedicated bottle storage. It's a small touch that feels premium compared to all hard plastics. What did not feel premium was the total lack of cleaning in the included seat storage compartment, which was gross and now quite unusable. The flip-out tray table was sturdy and featured a tablet holder, likely chosen for the non-screen equipped version of this seat, but still helpful here. While the dedicated power and headphone ports are better placed than on some other seats out there, they look to interfere with the bottle storage. What I really appreciate is the stitched leather surround on the seat back, a small touch that is noticeable compared to hard plastic shells seen on other airlines, and it reminds me a bit of the cushy, oversized recliners of old. A peek out the window reveals the new engines and split winglet design unique to the MAX version of the venerable 737. Overhead, curiously, United opted for 3 vents and lights here in first class. I was provided a pre-departure glass of water this morning, and then we were off to the runway for a beautiful takeoff over Miami Beach on this clear March morning. I'll resume my review in the air, however, since the reduced cabin noise is one of the advertised highlights of the MAX generation aircraft, I'll play the full takeoff here with audio this morning. These are just the kind of views that make traveling by plane so special. So let's sit back, recline, and enjoy today's journey together. Turning for a moment to the in-flight entertainment screen, United did a great job with a clear and modern display and interface. There's way more than enough content for short domestic flights here, to say the least, including plenty of movies and television episodes. Live news updates were also provided, as well as an excellent tracker system. I did appreciate that the map can be referenced while watching a movie. A wired remote is also provided to control the display functions from afar. This should come in handy, as from the motion I'm seeing in the galley, our service today will start soon. I kicked off this morning with a ginger ale and a coffee, served in a real glass and a ceramic mug, respectively. So nice to finally leave disposable cups behind in first class again. The tracker map was still set for the flight down to Miami, so we were curiously progressing backwards up on the progress bar as we awaited lunch. At the time of this filming, United was serving warmed sandwiches provided in a wrapper on a real dish. This was a serious calorie bomb for sure, and it didn't feel super premium, but airlines really struggled to bring back service up front earlier this year, as it was not yet certain how busy the skies would be in the spring and summer. Today's sandwich was advertised as basil tomato mozzarella. Once unwrapped, the finished product actually looks quite inviting, so how did it taste? Okay, well, melted cheese and bread is pretty hard to mess up with, and this version was definitely satisfying. I can certainly understand, though, how a frequent United flyer could get tired of something so heavy and repetitive, flight after flight, though. A quick visit to the rear lavatory revealed a similarly tight arrangement to American's new 737 cabin. I then emerged to take you on a walk through the economy cabin, which also looks quite modern, with good display size at each seat. As we began our descent into Newark, we took a pass directly over downtown Philadelphia. Together, let's touch quickly on today's booking. I got today's one-way flight non-stop for $108. United wanted up to $94 for one of their extra legroom Economy Plus seats, so I had originally chosen a window seat assignment for $16 in a standard preferred seat. So when I moved up to first class for $180 additional, that made my total today $288 after being refunded automatically the $16 seat assignment I had made. All in all, I don't think that's a bad deal for this flight on a brand new plane. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below.
Welcome to Newark. The time right now is approximately 12:32 p.m.
Okay, so that was United's 737 MAX 8, and I would say if the future for United flyers here in the U.S. looks pretty bright. That's a nice seat, a lot of good features, very comfortable. And service-wise, if that flight had just been a few hundred miles longer, I would have gotten a more elaborate traditional hot meal service instead of just that hot sandwich. But overall, still was a nice flight, and glad to have brought you along. Billy with GoPro Travels. I will see you on the next flight.
Please remember to like, comment, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be made aware first when more content is available. As always, thanks for watching.